How are all you 30-year-olds honestly affording 6 OK houses right now? My daughter is about to graduate college debt-free. We have been funding her Vanguard account for years to reduce future inheritance tax liabilities, and we will continue to do so. Add the usually appreciation, and she'll have $600,000 in that account by the time she's 30. That doesn't take into account her income from the FANG job she has lined up. So to answer your question, while she worked hard in college, she's playing life on easy mode. I'm not. I live with my parents, and I am stashing money away like a squirrel to attempt having a chance at generating real wealth. I could live on my own and rent, but I'd never accumulate enough cash to take a chance at something bigger. I'm grateful to have the option of living with my parents now, being able to accumulate real money to make a real attempt at having a financially successful future. Listen to a story today. More and more people are relying on creative avenues for purchasing homes. Basically, younger people are borrowing money from family members at a higher rate than before. Obviously not a route available for everyone, but if you can put a bigger down payment, your monthly costs come way down. Insurance and property taxes are still a problem. Most of them likely bought pre-early pandemic, sold recently for a solid profit, upgraded their home, assuming they were able to keep their jobs or secure more lucrative ones. That would help a ton. You don't need to make that much to secure a 6OK loan, especially if you already have 20-30 to put down from the sale of a previous home. Married, we make $70K a year. Cars paid off. House paid off. I drive an '08, she has the 14. The trailer park we live in cost US $8,490 a year to rent the land. Point is, we own shit. We are 40 till we can't own anything. We can't even afford a down payment to our mortgage under $1,800. We live in the Midwest. I bought my first house in 2010. Sold it in 2019 for $80,000 profit due to unfortunate life events. If I would have held that same house another 4 years and sold now, it would have netted $280,000 in profit. I got a mortgage on that house with a $48,000 salary in 2010. Can't touch anything these days at an entry-level salary. I'm 40s and wife is 30s. He bought a brand new build right before the rates jumped. I just took a second job, and we are paying our regular payments plus everything I make from there. Second job monthly to try and pay this thing off in 5 years or less. Sick of the housing market and just want to own and be done. Bought a house in '08 for 5OK. Sold it in 2017 for 3.3OK. Used profits to put 20 on a house for $375K in fall of 2017. Refinanced a couple years later to get a 2.75 rate, and now the house is worth around $700K. For better or worse, we're stuck in this house and won't be able to afford anything else. I'm 37. I bought a 6OK house right around the pandemic. I make $450K, not including my GFS salary, which is probably only $35-40K. House value is up 10K in the last few years. And since I live far below my means, I invest about 60 of my salary. We're starting to look at houses in that range. Bought a condo in 2018 in HCOL City, sold it for $300K profit in 2022 at the market peak, and moved to a LCOL area. Also got married. So with my career progression and dual income, went from a $65,000 household income to $300K household income during the same time period. I saved basically all my money since I started working as a teen, worked for 2 years before school, took a relatively cheap course, got a good job, and continued saving. Still needed my husband to afford it though. We make a little over $300K combined, and we moved from a place where a townhouse costed over $6OK to a place where we have a huge detached house for just under $600K. Little bit of luck and a lot of sweat equity. I don't own it, the bank owns most of it. I just live in it. Great credit score and bought during COVID at 0.65 APR. Better deal though. Renting since most my payment is principal. So, great credit is the answer. Had to find a career that I could make over $300,000 and to buy my $1.2 million house. First house was $700,000, got that while doing construction. Had to level up and quit that job to get the nicer house. I rent a tiny studio apartment. How tiny? My childhood living room is bigger, but it's a roof over my head and I make just enough money to make it work. I'm very fortunate. I am in management at a large company and my wife is a doctor. Even then, we didn't go too crazy and only paid around for $100,000. Good job, but I'm barely making ends meet. Shit keeps going wrong with the house. I'm looking into side hustles so I can actually get stuff fixed. They bought inexpensive houses at a young age, and then those houses appreciated by a lot. Couple that with career growth and savings. I bought my house in 2018. 1.5K, refinanced in 2021 to 0.5. The trick is to not live in HCOL area if your career allows it. Bought our first house when interest in the Netherlands was around 16-18, so that helps keeping the costs down, I guess. Combined household income of over $200,000. Both had QI saver and saved since high school part-time jobs. Crippling mortgage. My buddy was 29 in 2020, purchased a 2-bed-to-bath condo at a 0.89 mortgage. Interest his income was I think $70K. He was approved. My wife's mom died unexpectedly and we sold her house after putting what work into it we could. Don't recommend this route. I'm almost 40. But we have a $650,000 house according to the tax assessor. It was easy. Just buy $325,000 our 4 years ago. Lol, 6OK is a damn payment in some places. 30-year-olds can definitely afford it depending on where they live and work. Daddy helped them buy an inexpensive house at an early age, which they sold after it appreciated significantly. $600,000. Cries in circle. But in all seriousness, I'm in my mid-30s. And make $250,000 YR. It's doable by moving to areas where houses are still in the $250 to $350 range and work remotely. A 4-bedroom to bath and a large backyard only cost me $224,000. Rural Manitoba. Lol, I'm going to be buying a townhouse soon. My first house will not be a house. Above average dual incomes and accepting a high mortgage payment for 30 years. My dad died. I'd rather his presence than any inheritance, but here we are. Bought in 2013 for 187K. Sold for 420K in 2023. Bought for 670K in 2023. 3 degrees. Have a high-paying job and make investments at an early age. 1 to OK down is not impossible. It's definitely rough, but not impossible. I'm not fucking spending most of income on showbox-size apartment. We're not cries and having to move back home for the 3rd time.